Lame.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask you guys, like, why you guys got here. Like, it's a really simple question, but, like, what brought you here, like, from Corona to the Northwest?
It was time that we did come and leave where we're from to play our music, and it felt like if we didn't do it now, then we would probably never have the chance to do it again.
Yeah, in terms of like activism for the underground media outlet, like house shows and whatnot, venues that are like barely standing, like would you say it's like more active out here than it is down south, like California?
It depends because we don't know a lot of people out here. Everybody out here's been really friendly and like really open, but from experience, what we found is that at home, people tend to close you off when you're not from where they're at, and they'll hide what is great about a place if they don't know you or trust you. But it seems to be that in every city we've been to, once people see us and meet us, that actually the world opens up. Is this thing on? Okay. So it's day one, and I don't know. I'm just getting a really weird feeling about being on the road with these assholes for this long. Big John's just kind of been like kind of a douche, and Little John just kind of like, fuck Little John, I fucking hate that guy.
Tomatoes, peas, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, peas, creams, potatoes, creams, potatoes, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, I'll fight you if you hang with a bunk crew. I roam the strip for bones to pick. When I find one of mine, gun, take her home and quickly do this. I need not explain this. This bus is famous, so get the aim. I'm through there, no time. The fix it in, so it's straight. You look great. Let's grab that.
Yo, this is
Look how happy he is.
This is MTV Cribs.
Wait, look how happy he is.
Am I doing this right? This is MTV Cribs.
Hey, wait, chill. Shh, don't move.
Hey, don't. I don't want my
Cops.
I do not have consent. I do not want consent.
You do not have consent?
You do not want consent?
I don't have it. I don't
I need consent.
I don't
have it and I don't need it.
You don't consent.
even want it.
Oh yeah. Where'd you get your shirt from, man?
I got it from right here. You guys should come on the sailboat though, because.
So we might be able to answer that question better the next time we come up. But to say that it's more open than where we're from, it would be impossible, because where we're from, it's open because we've been involved in it for so long.
Yeah, I could definitely like speak for like, I guess you could say like the down south scene, you know, that like kind of like what you were saying. If you're not really known in this scene, like people know you from a band or something like that, or like
if you don't go to the
like
shows,
family members, exactly, like
don't expect
consistently-
anyone to get you on a show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I feel like it has to do with a lot of consistency and you know, rather than like a passion for just a good hit, you know.
Yep. Which is, you know, I mean, which happens, but it only happens because all the people around it make it happen, and the people around it that make it happen, if you want to be there, you gotta know them. So, the only unfortunately and also fortunately, because we want the people to have the most fun. Fortunately, they're the ones that get to have all the fun without knowing all that much. But from our perspective, you have to know just a little bit more to be involved because of the reasons we're trying to be involved.
And you know what's funny about the whole thing is that once you actually start talking to these people and actually getting connected, the world opens up to you, and it's beautiful. And it's really crazy because all you really needed to do is just make that first step. Just make that connection, and all these things end up coming, you know, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, you gotta have drive if you want to be involved in a scene, or if you just, even if it's a scene, if you just want to know people, you know, you gotta have drive.
This one is Muddy Waters Jam. It's called I Cannot Be Satisfied.
Oh. Do I still get the ball?
I don't know.
Oh my god, yes. I still got it. You want to try?
I want to try that one.
Okay.
Okay.
What is it?
Hey, Julian wants to know if there's a lighter at home.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh crap.
We're at Little Caesars.
Oh! That's whack, so you have to go like...
Yeah, we're gonna get some food.
What? Yo, this is weird.
Yo, this is
It's
weird.
delayed for more than 3
What makes the name Foolish Johns, dude?
I got a storybook from somebody who just, you know, sometimes people listen to you and care about you, and the Foolish Johns had always been this band that, you know, we listen to everything that's kind of American, like hip-hop, jazz, blues, Americana, you know, like Appalachian and country and bluegrass, and then, you know, I mean, we like Latin jazz and things like that. But someone gave me a storybook, because they knew that I kind of loved Americana and this whole idea, and this story about this guy named Foolish John. And, it just kind of, he just stumbled upon his fortune by being himself in a way, which is how I always felt about this band, is it's just a whole lot of accidents that led to this band. And we never kind of stopped being ourselves no matter what, and we played so many different ways and done so many different things to survive as a band, but we never stopped just being ourselves, and neither did this guy John in the story, who ended up stumbling upon a fortune. And I said, at the time we were dealing with a trademark and copyright issue of our old name Dog Days, and at the time it was like, this Foolish John guy is exactly like us.
Yeah.
And so we said Foolish John.
Foolish Johns, yeah.
Are you guys like the original members all three together?
Yes.
Is there any symbolism behind the tarantula?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yeah.
Oh
Lots
god,
of
yes.
symbolism.
Tell them
behind
the old
the
white
tarantula.
And it's also,
You know what?
it's
Okay,
also
so
a natural thing that happens.
It was an accident,
It
really.
really was.
It really was an accident. One day, all the homies were hanging out in Long John's garage, and we were jamming.
Tarantula was.
We were jamming on the Tarantula, song, but I didn't have any words for it. And I was like, man, what is this song gonna be about? It's gotta be something cool. And we stopped jamming, and we were, just drinking beers. And we turned around, and in the entrance of the garage, was this black tarantula, right? Just crawling so slowly into it. And I remember we all turned around, we were like, oh, you know, we're all freaking out, you know? It's like, wow, look at this big thing. It was like big as my hand, man. Ever since then, we were just kind of like, tarantula.
Baby talking the tarantula. Who's a bad tarantula?
Who's a bad
Because he was just a little baby. There's nothing wrong with them, you know? It's cool. It's
And
kind
so,
of a
and so
realization.
basically the whole, like, meaning behind that is, man, I love that I'm saying this right now. Is that
nobody ever asks about
nobody
why
ever
tarantula
asked
is
that,
tarantula.
Yeah.
basically, some things are scary to us, but they're really beautiful.
The cake. The cake. Oh my god, the cake. The cake.
So it's like day 7, and actually it's been kind of weird. Long John's, I think, losing it, man. He's kind of freaking me out lately. I don't know. What do you think?
And then where we left him.
Yeah, it's bad. You know, it's really weird, you know, the way Long John's been acting, and I just don't know if I can trust him anymore, because I don't know, like,
Yeah, he's been getting pretty sketchy, man.
yeah. But you know what? I think he's just, you know, what's up?
What we have right here is a wild creature. Thought to be ever lost for the Amazons. If you're lucky, you'll see it a peek. Oh, it knows we're watching it. It has a main diet of meat and feces, to which it spends all its
and peanut
time.
butter and jelly too.
And it also speaks good English. Moving on to this animal. He only eats drumsticks, not the kind made out of chicken. The kind made out of tofu. He's a vegetarian. And this is a Nicolas Cage movie, starring Nicolas Cage. There he is. There's our boy Nick. And this beast right here is called a fan.
It's called the fan.
And this beast right here is thought to be ever lost in the jungles of Africa, found eating its own feces for months just to stay alive. It also plays bass guitar and prefers to be called Big John.
That's right.
Inside he has a suitcase of we'll never know.
Aside from like philosophical views and whatnot, you guys like seem pretty close. I'm sure you guys rely on each other in like more ways than just musically. Like,
how does that work out?
Definitely. Yeah, how does it work out?
You know what's funny is that these guys are both Sagittariuses, and I'm a Pisces, right? So it's 2 fire signs and 1 water sign. So we end up just like, you know, balancing each other out.
Okay, what day was your favorite?
Probably San
Yeah, I was
Francisco.
born.
Probably when we went to San
The
Francisco.
day I was born.
San Francisco was the best.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Oakland and 4th of July was the best, for me at least.
Yeah, because you got really toasted.
Nicely toasted.
Oh my god, that was so...
What's something you would do different on your next tour?
Not bring these 2 fucking guys.
Hey, say something for the
Something
people.
for the people.
Something for the people.
Say something interesting for the people.
My real name is...
So, how has the trip been so far?
Terrible.
Terrible?
Every single one of the Johns.
Every single one of them? Even yourself?
Even myself. Even my own damn self.
There you have it, folks.
Are you guys making it work with like gas funds and like merchandise and like basically just the whole fucking show?
To be honest, the only way to make it work is it's kind of like something that you don't really, after so long, we don't do this. We agreed a long time ago that we know for a fact that this isn't anything that we're going to get super rich doing. And we all agreed that we know that this is something that we actually just can't live without doing. So making it work is a grind that is consecutive, and it's like when people hit us up and say, what are you doing? It's consistently in the studio, making merch, recording CD,
persistent.
then working the day job, then every single Friday and Saturday night, where you at? Fontana, Rialto, Inland Empire, house show.
Would you guys say you guys could like really strongly relate to the words like simplicity through complexity?
Simplicity is just us being ourselves, and by us just being ourselves, we end up coming up very complex.
Yeah, definitely, and that's actually exactly what those words mean when like I just came across them somehow like in a train of thought. But yeah, like it's really great that like you guys could actually acknowledge that it is more of a passion.
Say bye, Oregon.
You're like, yo, what's up with
Say bye, Oregon.
Peace out, Oregon. We'll be back for you soon, alright? Okay, cool. That's I was finished, but alright. No, I'm done now.
Say what you need to say.
Say with your chest.
Say what you need to say.
Say it with your chest. No, it's okay. Go to.
Come on, say what you fucking need to say.
Pass it on.
Here. Oh, you don't need to say bye. Oh, well, bye to you.
Yeah,
bye to you.
Bye, Eugene. I'm not even from this land. I was born in California. Graduated from Texas. Got my master's degree in Seattle. No, I'm just playing.
Say bye.
To who exactly?
To Oregon.
Fuck Oregon.
Fuck you.
This place is backwards, alright? It's backwoods, it's backwards. It's backpacking, shit packing, nothing to do but shit lagging. No, I'm just playing. Oregon was pretty cool, and I like Eugene, and I love Julian's mom. So, goodbye, Oregon.
Pack it up, man. Let's go.
Oh, fuck off. Sleep, my children. Sleep. You have a long day ahead of you. So sleep. No snoring. Got that, Jocelyn?
Oh, roasted.
So it's objective, you know, like you can call it what you want, but it's just music.
Fuck yeah.
So,
There's rules in music, but there's no rules.
There's no rules. Yeah.
Would you guys like hope to influence some sort of anything?
Influence? Like, what do you mean? Like, start like a scene or something?
I mean, not more so a scene, more so like a perspective, maybe.
All I know is I put my heart into what I do up on stage.
And I think that's enough. I think honestly, if we put our hearts out there and
we're
we
just
show
performance
people,
artists, you know.
Yeah, and we show people that we love what we do. That's what inspires people. And what's really funny is that people have come up to us and it's like, man, we saw the show and it made me want to play.
Yeah, if we could inspire you to do something beautiful, whether it's performance or not, that would be amazing. I was telling you earlier about learning how to be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
self-actualization.
Just be honest. Yeah, be honest.
It's nice. It's a nice feeling when you can be honest with yourself about things.
And that's all that really matters, honestly.
And, you know, it's
it comes down to like
Foolish Johns. It's just family.
Yeah.
I'm about done with the questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was actually like a real big pleasure.
Yeah, it actually was. I kind of feel
comfortable. Oh man, that was great, dude. Thank you so much, man.
That was cool. I like the question.
Shout out to Godboy Clay.
You want some food?
Yo, shout out to Team Sad.
It was all like later.
You know what? What am I saying? Let everyone out.
That's going. That's a good one.
Hey, y'all took over my house. I ate all my food. Smoked all my weed.
Oh shit.
Hey, you never once paid for drugs.
Never once paid for drugs.
Hey Frank, this is what we did to your brother, bro. Look at him. Look, he's exhausted. He hasn't eaten in days.
And his butt hurts too. You know why?
What did Jimmy do to you, John?
Okay, so this is Jimmy.
We were like somewhere around.
And this is John. And this is Little John.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's very graphic.
And here comes Big John. And here goes Jimmy and I.
Oh,
wait.
And here comes the girl from the bar.
Hey, that's right.
Big John was like, oh my God, it's happening. He was like, it's happening. Wait, sorry. I'm one of those guys who says it's happening and then it takes a long time.
It takes a long time.
Oh, it's happening.
You guys are stupid.
And then Long John came and cleaned it up.
Oh wow, really? That must have been traumatizing to see that at 12 years old. Oh man.
There's only one 12-year-old around here.
I'm a 12-year-old bitch. Bye-bye.